Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Now, we know that Spider-Man 4 has already been confirmed by Tom Holland out there. He let the cat out of the bag several times, but it sounds like it's actually one of them approved ones, and he actually didn't screw up this time because of all the kind of press tour stuff that he's been going around this time. And, of course, he's had his pee-pee smacked quite a few times in the past for letting too many things out of the bag way too early. Well, it looks like now for those of us that are cautiously optimistic or maybe even outright optimistic and absolutely cannot wait to see the next edition of Tom Holland's Spider-Man out there, we officially have the release date. And it's got a very curious timing out there for Sony, boys and girls, and it sounds like they're trying to recreate another phenomenon that we just saw a couple of summers ago, and that should be an interesting way to see how things actually end up panning out. So for those of you interested, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from CosmicBook.News, Spider-Man 4 gets release date 1 week after Christopher Nolan movie. I wonder why they're doing that. It couldn't possibly have anything to do with the success of another situation as that as well. But why would they pair this up with a Nolan movie? Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you find out who's starring in the Nolan movie, in case you haven't heard already, it'll make a lot of sense. So we're going to check out this article from CosmicBook.News, give you the exact release date that we've got so far, and hopefully it doesn't end up getting delayed, but you never know at this point. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Let us know if you're excited about the Spider-Man 4, or are you like me, one of those people out there who really liked the way No Way Home ended, hopefully giving us a chance at an actual good quality Spider-Man that's a proper representation of the Peter Parker, the genius and absolute amazing character he is, and not just a knockoff Iron Boy, or if you loved all of the Tom Holland Spider-Man kind of stuff out there and it doesn't really bug you all that much more than he's been Tony Stark's sidekick. That's a lot of TSS's right there, boys and girls. Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. If you'd like to help support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. All right, from our dear sweet Matt McGloin over at CosmicBook.News. Sony Pictures has set the release dates for Spider-Man 4, which, interestingly enough, is 1 week after Christopher Nolan's movie that Holland is starring in from Universal Pictures. Oh, really? So we're literally getting a double back-to-back weekend of Tom Holland, and of course from a critically acclaimed director like Christopher Nolan that so many people will absolutely just go out and see his films flat out just because it's one of his spectacular things. And the way he does things, the guy's an incredible director, he's an incredible artist out there, and he does really good work that absolutely everybody loves. So yeah, literally just like Matt says, Barbieheimer again? Can you say Barbenheimer all over again? How about Spider Nolan? Nolan Spider, Spider Nolan, Spider Nolan. Does whatever a Spider Nolan can. Nah, I guess it really doesn't work. Spider-Man 4 has a July 24th, 2026 release date. It's confirmed Tom Holland is back along with Zendaya. At least a little bit. That's kind of more speculation on Matt's side right there, because supposedly, Tom said that Zendaya and him read the script together in their living room and they both got really excited or like jumping around the room. Now, whether that was Zendaya being excited for her husband or if maybe some of the stuff that they're doing with her in the script got her really excited, we don't actually know. There wasn't any clarification on that, but that gave Matt enough speculation to believe that he believes Zendaya is going to be in the movie as well. And it would be silly not to have her in it at all as to whether about how much of a major player she actually is in the movie, considering the fact that a new female lead was rumored to be announced out there. We'll have to wait and see, but at least that's what Matt's going with, and it's not a fair off. It's not an off. It's not out of the realm of possibility by any means. I don't think it's an insane take. It makes sense. I just don't think it's quite as specific as what we got out of that. But anyway, that's beside the point. Spider-Man 4 will be directed by Shang-Chi's Destin Daniel Cretton. Amy Pascal and Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige are also back as producers. Color us shock there, not really shocking news there. The untitled Christopher Nolan movie gets released on July 17th, 2026, and has already been announced to be playing in IMAX. Well, it's a Nolan movie, and considering how well Oppenheimer did for them at the IMAX, kind of makes sense. For only 1 week, along with Tom Holland, Matt Damon is starring in the film. Another great actor. Rumors are for the movie is going to possibly be a vampire flick or at least a horror film. Now that would be cool. But why? Why they release this kind of stuff in the middle of summer when it's a horror movie? I guess because it's all the kids are all out of school or people are on vacations. They get more time off and it's a Nolan movie. So there's a lot of people that are going to want to go see it. But man, horror movies belong in spooky season, boys and girls. That's just my personal opinion on that one. Marvel Studios also has Avengers Doomsday coming out May 1st, 2026, featuring the return of Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. It has been reported Tom Holland is expected to appear, and that totally makes sense as well. So it sounds like the Spider-Man movie is coming out after Doomsday. That's going to be a really interesting way, because one of the things that Tom Holland said in a lot of his interviews out there is one of the things that they're having trouble with this. Well, not really trouble with the script, but they're just having to work with the script to make sure it make sure it interacts with the overall story that's going on with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe out there. So that will be very interesting to see. That means this obviously is going to come out after all that kind of stuff. It's going to come out in the middle of all that, and that should be really interesting to see how Doomsday affects what's going on in the Spider-Man movie. So that should be cool to see how they end up pulling that off. Tom Holland also recently talked about Spider-Man 4. The official title and plot details are unknown. Rumors had offered it could be another big cosmic epic type movie, or that it'll be a grounded street level approach. So literally it could be anything at this point. Holland recently said that the idea for Spider-Man 4 is crazy, but that he thinks fans will like it and that he wants to get it right for the fans. And that's one of the things that gives me the biggest amount of hope out there. Tom Holland believes that he now has the authority to put his foot down on a lot of things. He's far enough along in his career and he's had enough successes under his belt where he can actually demand things. And Disney seems to be capitulating with his demands out there. So who knows? If he really is all about making the fans happy, we might get us a good quality Spider-Man movie. It's definitely the kind of good stuff to hear. Says the idea is crazy. It's a little different to do anything we've done before, but I think the fans are really going to respond to it. Holland's previously appeared while the Rich Roll Pass cast. I'm constantly thinking, is this the right thing to do? Am I going to do justice to the character? Once again, good things to hear out of the actor's mouth. Am I going to do justice to the fans? Keeping the audience in mind. That's a good thing. I definitely don't want to just make a movie for the sake of it, because that's not what Spider-Man represents. And I love that. And that's the kind of stuff that's got me cautiously optimistic about this movie, because Tom Holland is out there saying all of the right things. You've now got this crazy combo to try to make this movie into another billion-dollar success for Sony and Disney out there. And yes, they absolutely will end up going out there and trying to, it sounds like at least Tom Holland is trying to do his best. And whether or not they'll actually end up being able to replicate the Barbieheimer thing, I think that might have been kind of a fluke. That might have been just kind of a crazy cultural phenomenon. And a lot of the time when these corporations try to repeat things like that, it generally doesn't end up panning out very well for them. But at the end of the day, I still am cautiously optimistic about the Spider-Man 4 date. And now with that, obviously I got a release date now that is going on out there that's going to be literally right after Doomsday. We've got literally like less than a year and a half, truth be told, considering we're almost to the end of the year of 2024, before we get to see how well they actually end up pulling this movie off. So July 24th, 2026 is the current release date. But as always, take that with a little bit of grain of salt, because you know how the delays and stuff like that happen out there in Hollywood. But at the end of the day, Tom Holland is saying all of the right things, and it sounds like this movie actually might end up being good, represent Spider-Man properly, and most importantly, make the fans happy. Because at the end of the day, if you make the fans happy, we will make you rich. And at the end of the day, also, you will get exactly what you deserve, Disney Marvel. So do the smart thing and make the fans happy.